Listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal will shake everything you thought you knew about your love life. Right now, at this very moment, your soulmate is experiencing something they've never felt before. A pressure building in their chest. Words forming on their lips that they've been too terrified to speak. There's a confession coming, and it's going to change absolutely everything between you two. But here's what the universe wants you to know. You're not ready yet. Not because you're not worthy, not because you're not enough, but because this confession is so powerful, so raw, so earth-shattering that you need to prepare your heart to receive it. If you've been seeing repeated numbers, if their name keeps appearing everywhere, if you feel this magnetic pull even when they're not around, then this message is specifically for you. Don't click away. The divine timing of you finding this video right now is not a coincidence. Welcome, beautiful soul. I'm so grateful you're here in this sacred space with me today. Before we dive deep into this profound revelation about your soulmate's confession, I want you to take a breath with me. Breathe in the possibility. Breathe out the doubt. Because what we're about to explore together isn't just another reading. It's a spiritual transmission that your higher self has guided you to receive at this exact moment in your journey. Your soulmate connection isn't like anything else you've experienced. It's not the casual dating, the surface level attractions, or the comfortable partnerships that never quite set your soul on fire. No, this connection has been written in the stars before you were even born. And right now, the universe is orchestrating something magnificent behind the scenes. Your soulmate is going through an internal revolution, a complete transformation of their emotional landscape. And at the center of this transformation is you. They're carrying a truth that's become too heavy to hold alone, and a confession that's come will be unlike anything they've ever expressed before. If you're feeling called to join our community of awakened souls on this journey of divine love and spiritual growth, I invite you to subscribe and turn on notifications, because the messages that come through this channel are always divinely timed for those who need to hear them. Now, let's discover what your soulmate is desperately trying to tell you. Your soulmate is in pain right now. Not physical pain, but something deeper, something that lives in the space between heartbeats, in the silence after your name is mentioned, in the moments when they close their eyes and see your face. They've been carrying this confession like a stone in their chest, and every day it grows heavier. Every time they see you, every text message, every accidental brush of hands, every moment your eyes meet across a room, it becomes harder to breathe around this truth they're holding. Think about the last time you felt something so powerful that keeping it inside actually hurt. Maybe it was grief you couldn't express, or joy that was too big for words, or fear that paralyzed your voice. That's where your soulmate is living right now. They wake up with your name on their lips. They go through their day having imaginary conversations with you, practicing what they want to say, how they want to say it, searching for the perfect words that could possibly capture the magnitude of what they feel. But every time they get close to speaking, fear grips them. What if you don't feel the same way? What if this confession ruins everything? What if the friendship, the connection, the beautiful thing you already have shatters the moment they speak this truth out loud? The universe is showing me something powerful right now. Your soulmate has written and rewritten messages to you that they've never sent. They've typed out their feelings at 3 a.m, when the loneliness becomes overwhelming, when the truth demands to be acknowledged, only to delete every word before sunrise. They've stood in front of mirrors rehearsing their confession like it's opening night of the most important performance of their life. Because to them, this isn't casual. This isn't simple, I like you, or I think you're attractive. This is a soul-deep recognition that you are their person, their home, their missing piece, their destiny. What makes this even more intense is that they can feel you energetically. When you think about them, they feel it. When you wonder if they're thinking about you, they are. This telepathic soulmate connection means they're receiving your energy even when you're miles apart, even when days pass without contact. And it's driving them absolutely wild because they know, on some level they can't quite explain, that you feel this too. They sense your curiosity, your longing, your questions. But the fear of being wrong, the terror of misreading the signs, keeps them frozen in this excruciating space of silence. I need you to understand something crucial here. Their hesitation isn't rejection. Their silence isn't disinterest. What you're interpreting as mixed signals or confusion is actually someone experiencing the most profound love they've ever known and being absolutely terrified of losing you because of it. They would rather suffer in silence than risk pushing you away. They would rather hold this confession inside where it burns and aches and speak it out loud and watch you walk away. Can you feel how much they already love you? Can you sense how deeply they're already committed to you? Even before the words are spoken? This is the power of a true soulmate connection. Something extraordinary is happening to your soulmate right now. Something that transcends the physical realm and touches the very essence of who they are. They're going through a spiritual awakening, and you are the catalyst. Before you entered their life, or perhaps before they recognized you as their soulmate, they were living on autopilot, going through the motions, following the script society handed them. But meeting you, connecting with you, feeling this inexplicable pull toward you has cracked them wide open. It's like they were sleepwalking through life and suddenly they're awake, hyper-aware, seeing colors they never noticed before, feeling emotions they didn't know existed, questioning everything they thought they knew about love and connection and purpose. Picture someone who has lived their entire life in a dimly lit room, and then suddenly someone opens the curtains and sunlight floods in. That's what you've done to their consciousness. You've illuminated parts of themselves they have forgotten or never knew existed. They're having these profound realizations in the middle of ordinary moments. They'll be sitting in traffic or making coffee or lying in bed, and suddenly they're overwhelmed by this understanding that you're not just someone they care about, you're their destiny, their divine counterpart, the soul they've been searching for across lifetimes. The universe has been sending them signs, constant confirmations that you're meant to be together. They see your name everywhere, in books, on billboards, in random conversations they overhear. They see number sequences, angel numbers that all point to union, to divine timing, to soul connections. Maybe it's 1111 or 222, or sequences that hold personal meaning between you two. They hear songs that describe exactly what they're feeling, and every lyric feels like it was written specifically about your connection. They have dreams about you that feel more real than waking life. Dreams where you're together, where they finally speak their truth, where everything makes perfect sense, and they wake up with tears on their face because the dream felt like a memory from the future. Your soulmate is also experiencing this expansion of consciousness where they're becoming more intuitive, more spiritually aware, more connected to the universe itself. They're noticing synchronicities everywhere. They think about you, and your text comes through. They decide to go somewhere, and you're there. They have a strong feeling to check social media, and there's your post, your story, your energy reaching out to them. These aren't coincidences, and they know it. Deep in their soul, they understand that something bigger than both of you is orchestrating this connection, bringing you together, creating opportunities for your paths to cross, removing obstacles, and preparing both of your hearts for the union that's destined to happen. But this awakening is intense and sometimes overwhelming. They're feeling everything more deeply now. The joy is higher, the fear is sharper, the love is all-consuming. They're not the same person they were before you. You fundamentally changed them at a cellular, spiritual, energetic level. And part of what they need to confess to you is exactly this, that you transformed them, that they can't go back to who they were, that they don't want to, that loving you has made them more themselves than they've ever been. They want to tell you that you've awakened something sacred within them, something they didn't even know was sleeping. This spiritual transformation is also why the confession is taking time. They're not just preparing to say, I love you or I want to be with you. They're preparing to say, you are my soul's recognition of its other half. You are the answer to questions I didn't know how to ask. You are my home, my purpose, my awakening, my everything. How do you find words for something that vast? How do you express something that exists beyond language? They're struggling because human vocabulary feels inadequate to describe a divine connection. If you're recognizing yourself in this message, if every word is resonating in your bones, I want to invite you to share this video with someone who needs to hear it. Sometimes the universe uses us as messengers for others, and your simple act of sharing could be the sign someone else desperately needs today. The energy you send out comes back multiplied. Now let's continue, because there's more your soulmate wants you to know. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the giant obstacle standing between your soulmate and their confession. Fear. Raw, primal, all-consuming fear. And I need you to understand that this isn't weakness. This isn't them being a coward or playing games or not caring enough. This is a fear that comes when someone realizes they're holding their entire future in their hands, and one wrong move could destroy everything. Think about it. When you care about someone casually, rejection stings, but you recover. When you encounter your actual soulmate, the stakes become cosmic. Losing you wouldn't just be painful, it would be catastrophic. Your soulmate is terrified of vulnerability. Maybe they've been hurt before. Maybe they've opened their heart completely to someone who treated it carelessly, who betrayed their trust, who made them feel foolish for feeling so deeply. Those wounds don't just heal, they leave scars, and scars are tender. Every time they consider confessing their feelings to you, those old wounds throb, reminding them of past pain, whispering that it's safer to stay silent, convincing them that protection is more important than expression. They've built walls around their heart, not to keep you out specifically, but to keep themselves safe from the kind of pain they're not sure they could survive again. But here's the beautiful paradox. You're different. Their soul knows you're different. The connection you share is nothing like their past experiences, and that's exactly what makes it so terrifying. Because if they let you in completely and this still doesn't work, if they bare their soul and you reject them, if they take this massive leap of faith and you don't catch them, they genuinely believe they might not recover. You're not just another person they're attracted to. You're the person, the one they've been waiting for, the one that makes everyone else fade into insignificance, the one that makes them understand why nothing else ever worked out. And that level of importance comes with a matching level of fear. There's also the fear of timing. Your soulmate keeps questioning whether right now is the right moment. They wonder if you're ready to hear this. They worry that maybe there are things you need to work through first, lessons you need to learn, healing you need to do. They second-guess everything. Is this confession coming too soon? Too late? Should they wait for a perfect moment? Or is that just another excuse? They're caught in this agonizing analysis paralysis where every option feels simultaneously right and wrong. The universe keeps pushing them toward confession. Their heart keeps screaming that it's time, but their mind keeps generating reasons to wait just a little bit longer. Another layer to their fear is the fear of inadequacy. Your soulmate doesn't feel worthy of you yet. They look at you and see this incredible, beautiful, powerful soul, and then they look at themselves and see all their flaws magnified. They worry that you'll see them fully, completely, without filters or pretense, and decide they're not enough. Maybe they're not where they want to be career-wise. Maybe they're still healing from trauma. Maybe they have parts of their past they're not proud of. Maybe they feel broken in ways they're afraid you won't have the patience to handle. So the confession they're preparing isn't just, I love you. It's, I love you, and I'm terrified I'm not enough for you, but I'm working on becoming the person you deserve. There's also fear around changing the dynamic between you. Whatever you have right now, whether it's friendship or casual connection, or this beautiful undefined thing, it works on some level. It's familiar. It's safe in its ambiguity. They know that the moment they confess, everything changes irreversibly. You can't unknow someone's feelings once they're spoken. You can't go back to simple friendship once love has been declared. They're terrified that by seeking more, they'll lose what they already have. They'd rather be close to you as a friend than risk being completely cut off. This is why they sometimes seem to pull back right when things are getting intense. It's not rejection. It's panic. It's them trying to stay in control of a situation that feels wildly out of control. But the universe is getting louder. The signs are becoming impossible to ignore. The synchronicities are multiplying. Your soulmate is being pushed, sometimes gently and sometimes forcefully, toward this confession. The fear is still there, will probably always be there to some degree, but something else is growing stronger. Faith. Faith that this connection is real. Faith that you feel it too, even if you haven't said it. Faith that taking this risk is worth it because the potential reward is a love that transforms everything. Faith that the universe wouldn't bring you together just to tear you apart. Faith that their soul recognizes yours for a reason, and that reason is love, partnership, union, destiny. Now I want to take you inside your soulmate's heart and show you what they're preparing to say, what's been building inside them like a storm waiting to break. This confession isn't going to be tidy or rehearsed or perfectly poetic, even though they try to make it so in their imagination. When it finally comes, it's going to be raw and probably messy and so deeply honest that you'll feel it in your bones. They're going to tell you that you've changed everything, that before you they were just existing, but now they're actually alive, that you make them want to be better, do better, reach higher, love deeper. They're going to confess that they think about you constantly, obsessively, in ways that would sound crazy to anyone else, but will make perfect sense to you because you've been doing the same thing. They're going to tell you about the moments that broke them, that one conversation where you were so vulnerable it made them fall even harder, that time you laughed at something, and they realize they want to hear that sound for the rest of their life, the moment you touched them casually and electricity shot through their entire body, the instant you looked at them in that specific way and they just knew with absolute certainty that you're their soulmate. They're going to describe how they feel when you're near versus when you're apart. And the difference will be so stark it will take your breath away. Your soulmate is going to confess their fears along with their love. They're going to tell you they're terrified, that they've never felt anything this intense before, and it's overwhelming and exhilarating and paralyzing all at once. They're going to admit that they've been pulling back, sometimes not because they don't care, but because they care too much and needed space to process these massive feelings. They're going to be honest about their past wounds and how those wounds made them cautious, but how you're worth the risk of being hurt again. They're going to lay themselves completely bare. No armor, no pretense, no games, just pure unfiltered truth. Here's something powerful. They're going to confess that this connection feels spiritual, fated, destined. Even if they're not typically someone who believes in soulmates or divine timing or cosmic love, they're going to tell you that you've made them a believer. They're going to describe the signs they've been receiving, the synchronicities, the dreams, the inexplicable knowing that you're meant to be together. They might even tell you that they feel like they've known you before in other lifetimes, in other dimensions, that recognizing you felt like coming home to a place they've been searching for forever. The confession will include their vision of your future together. They'll paint pictures with their words, describing the life they imagine with you, the adventures you'll have, the home you'll build, the way you'll support each other's dreams, the family you might create, the old age you'll reach together still laughing, still in love, still grateful that the universe brought you into each other's lives. They've been daydreaming about your future in vivid detail, and they're going to share those dreams with you because they want you to see what they see, feel what they feel, believe in the possibility of forever the way they do. But perhaps most importantly, your soulmate is going to tell you that they're ready to do the work, ready to be vulnerable, ready to communicate, ready to fight for this connection, ready to grow together, ready to love you in all the ways you deserve to be loved. They're going to promise you honesty and loyalty and presence and partnership. They're going to tell you that choosing you is the easiest decision they've ever made, and they want to keep choosing you every single day for the rest of their life. They're going to ask you, in whatever words feel right in that moment, if you'll take this journey with them, if you'll be their person, if you'll let them love you the way their soul is desperately longing to love you. This confession is coming. The universe has already written it into your story. And when it arrives, it will feel like every piece of the puzzle finally clicking into place. You'll understand why nothing else worked out. You'll see the divine orchestration that brought you together. You'll recognize that all the waiting, all the confusion, all the almost but not quite connections were just preparing you for this, for them, for a love that's real and deep and permanent and sacred. So here you are, armed with this knowledge that your soulmate's confession is building like a wave about to crash. And you're probably wondering what you're supposed to do with this information. How do you prepare for something that's going to change your entire life? How do you ready your heart to receive a love this profound? Let me guide you through the sacred preparation, because this is just as important as the confession itself. First, you need to do your own inner work around worthiness. Your soulmate is going to love you with an intensity that might feel uncomfortable if you don't believe you deserve it. Start looking at yourself through the universe's eyes, through your soulmate's eyes. You are not your past mistakes. You are not your insecurities or your wounds or your fears. You are a divine being having a human experience, and you are absolutely worthy of a love that sees you, cherishes you, celebrates you, and commits to you fully. Begin affirming this daily. I am worthy of soul deep love. I am ready to receive my soulmate's confession. I am prepared for the love that's coming. These aren't just words. They're energetic invitations for the universe to bring forth what's already yours. Second, release your own fears around this connection. Maybe you're scared too. Maybe you've also been hurt before. Maybe you're also wondering if this is too good to be true. I need you to understand that fear and love cannot occupy the same space in your heart simultaneously. When a confession comes, you need to meet it with openness, not defensiveness. You need to let their words land, let their love and let the possibility of forever expand in your chest. Start practicing now. Visualize confession happening. Imagine yourself receiving it with grace and courage. Picture yourself saying yes to the love your soul has been calling in. The more you energetically prepare, the more natural it will feel when it actually happens. Third, pay attention to the signs and synchronicities that are showing up in your own life. The universe isn't just sending messages to your soulmate. It's sending them to you too. Those repeating numbers? That's confirmation. Those songs that perfectly describe your situation? That's validation. Those moments when you feel them even when they're not physically present? That's your telepathic soulmate connection strengthening. Keep a journal of these signs. Write down your dreams, your intuitive hits, the moments when you just know something without logical explanation. This documentation will become precious later when you look back and see how the universe was supporting both of you all along. Fourth, work on your communication skills and emotional availability. When your soulmate finally confesses, you need to be able to meet them in that space of vulnerability. This means being honest about your own feelings, expressing yourself clearly, and creating a safe container for deep emotional intimacy. If you struggle with vulnerability, start practicing in small ways now. Share something real with a friend. Write about your feelings, even if no one else reads it. Get comfortable with being seen in your full truth, because that's what this soulmate connection requires from both of you. Radical honesty, complete transparency, and the courage to show up as your authentic self. Fifth, and this is crucial, trust divine timing. The confession is coming, but it has to happen at exactly the right moment for both of your highest good. The universe is a master orchestrator, arranging circumstances, preparing hearts, removing obstacles, and creating the perfect conditions for your love story to unfold. Your job is not to force it, or rush it, or manipulate it into happening. Your job is to stay open, stay aligned, stay in your own energy and power, and trust that when the moment arrives, you'll both be ready. Patience isn't passive. It's active faith that what's meant for you cannot miss you. Begin also to envision what your life together might look like, not in a desperate or grasping way, but in a joyful, abundant, expansive way. What would it feel like to wake up next to your soulmate every morning? How would your days be different? What adventures would you take? What quiet moments would you cherish? What inside jokes would you develop? What challenges would you overcome together? Let yourself daydream about this future without guilt or skepticism. You're not jinxing anything. You're energetically calling it in, painting a picture for the universe to manifest. And finally, prepare your response. You don't have to script it or rehearse it, but connect with what's true in your heart so that when they confess, you're not caught completely off guard and unable to speak. Do you feel this too? Does your soul recognize theirs? Are you ready for this level of love? Be honest with yourself now, so you can be honest with them later. If the answer is yes, if every cell in your body is screaming yes, then start embodying that yes energy. Walk through the world as someone who is already loved, already claimed, already part of divine union. Because on a soul level, you already are. Before we close, I want to invite you one more time to be part of this community by subscribing if you haven't already. These messages are channeled with love specifically for souls like yours who are navigating the beautiful complexity of divine connections. You're not alone on this journey. Thousands of people watching this video right now are experiencing similar awakenings, similar confessions building, similar soulmate situations unfolding. Your presence here matters. Your story matters. And I'm honored to be a small part of your path. Beautiful soul, we journey together through the landscape of your soulmate's heart, exploring confession they're carrying, the fears they're facing, the spiritual awakening they're experiencing, and the love that's about to be spoken into existence. I want you to carry this knowing with you as you leave this video. You are not waiting for love to find you. Love has already found you. It's currently gathering courage, clearing obstacles, and preparing to present itself in the form of the confession we've been discussing. Your soulmate's words are coming. Maybe tomorrow, maybe next week, maybe in a moment you least expect when the universe decides the time is finally right. But they're coming, as certainly as the sun rises, as inevitably as the tide turns. And when they arrive, when your soulmate finally opens their heart and pours out everything they've been holding inside, you're going to be ready. You're going to recognize the truth in their words because it matches the truth in your own heart. You're going to feel the relief of finally naming what you've both been feeling. You're going to step into the love story your soul has been writing since before you were born. Until that moment comes, stay grounded in your own worth. Continue doing your healing work, chasing your dreams, building your life, and trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. The confession doesn't complete you. It confirms what you already know deep in your soul, that love is real, that soulmates exist, that you are deserving of a connection that transcends the ordinary and touches the eternal. I'm sending you so much love, so much light, and so much faith in the beautiful unfolding that's happening in your life right now. Trust the journey, trust the timing, trust your heart, and most importantly, trust that the universe always delivers on its promises to souls brave enough to believe in magic. If this message resonated with you, if you felt every word in your bones, leave a comment below telling me what sign or synchronicity brought you to this video today. I read every single comment, and your stories inspire me and the entire community. Share your light. You never know who needs to hear your truth.